You're listening to The Business Focused Photographer. If you're ready to transform your photography business into a thriving career, you're in the right place. Each week, we'll discuss fun and innovative ways to boost your creativity and income. Sound good? Let's go.
Hey, welcome back to the podcast. Today, I am coming at you with a solo episode where I really want to talk to you about your sales funnel. Now, before you reach for that radio knob or press the next button on your infotainment screen because you don't think that a sales funnel is something that you can really relate to because of whatever stage you are in business, or however complex your business is, I'm going to tell you to stop right there, because whether or not you know it, you have a sales funnel, and making sure that that sales funnel is in top-notch working order, squeaky clean, functional before Black Friday is going to have a really big impact on how well your sales go this year. So I think a lot in terms of analogies. And normally those analogies have something to do with gardening, because that's the other thing that I really like to do. I might not be so good at it, but I really do enjoy it. And I think about the many times that I've picked up my garden hose and I've gone to water my plants, and either zero water comes out, or there's a trickle. There's impacted water pressure because of a leak, something like that going on. So I think that this is very similar to the way that our sales funnels are working. Sometimes there's kinks, there's complete blockages that are stopping the leads from coming in completely. And then there are those that are way more dangerous, the leaks in our funnels, that are having people drop off. We're losing potential sales through these little issues that are in our sales funnel along the way. So what would be the difference between like a kink and a leak in your sales funnel? So a kink would be like a total blockage. And these are just like with your garden hose, these are way easier to recognize, diagnose, and fix. You normally, oh, there's absolutely no water coming out. There's a complete blockage somewhere. You can usually see it pretty quickly. You pick up the hose, you shake it out, and you move on, and you're back in business, right? So in our business, this would be something like a broken link on your website that is stopping people from moving forward with contacting you, or your contact form is not working. Your website's not formatted for mobile, so maybe it looks great on a desktop computer, but when you pull up your website on a phone, the formatting is all screwy. There's missing calls to action. People can't follow through on the things they want to do. Maybe you don't have a Google business profile and your visibility is like non-existent. So those are all things that you don't have to feel bad about if maybe that's what's going on. And the way that a kink like this would normally show up is in absence of leads. Like, you're not even getting inquiries coming in anymore. While that can be really frustrating, that's usually going to be a much easier fix. So you start there, you go through your website, you want to make sure, really do an audit just in general, whether or not your leads have been affected. I would say quarterly, go through your website, make sure that all of the important links are working. Make sure that you're showing up in Google, that your profile hasn't expired. Don't fall for all those scam phone calls, though, the people who like want to sell you something to improve your Google business profile. I get like 10 of those a day. Does anybody else get those? They are the worst. So make sure that that's all working. See how your SEO is. And then move on. This is best case scenario if you have a kink in your funnel, if the leads are just not coming in at all. But what does a leak look like? Now, just like in plumbing, just like in a garden hose, you might not notice a leak right away. In fact, like, some of the worst ones can go unnoticed for a really long time, and you don't even realize that you have a leak until you get this this water bill that's insanely high. And sometimes it means that you now have to pay for a new floor in part of your house, or like the insulation's moldy or something like that. They can get really expensive. And a leak in your funnel can be really expensive too, because normally this means that you're missing out on potential revenue. When a leak is happening, it's happening once your leads are warming up normally. So people have discovered you, they've become aware of you, right? There's not that blockage from the initial discovery phase, the brand awareness. Um, and they like you enough to go ahead and take whatever the next step is. But let's say that your booking process is really, really clunky. Let's say that your branding is misaligned, or that your nurture sequence, again, super jargony terminology, might not feel like something that you actually participate in. But all I mean when I say nurture sequences is, what is your follow up? What are you doing after people reach out? If you think that they've ghosted you, are you reaching back out again to just check in with them? Because chances are they just forgot, right? So what's going on in this part of the client journey, in this part of your sales funnel, that could be tightened up? Because the amount of photographers that I know who do end up missing out on revenue and potential bookings because of these really seemingly minor things. It's super common. So going through doing an audit now on this part of your sales funnel, making sure that that once somebody becomes aware of you, that you're responding to them very quickly, that you're meeting them where they are. Are they the type of person who wants to get on an actual phone call? Do they prefer texting? Do they prefer email, DMs, whatever? Making sure that you're providing the best customer experience possible. Now, another sort of leak that might be happening is in the when you think you are done with your client process, you've hook, line, and sinker, you got the client, they're booked. If you're not providing a really, really solid client experience now, once they are a paying client, if you're not making them feel supported and heard throughout that process, if your session itself is not smooth, if they are left feeling awkward, if they're left feeling like they made too many mistakes, they might not come back. This is another leak that you could be having in your sales funnel, where you're missing out on repeat bookings. And for me, 60 to 65% of the money that I make each year is coming from repeat bookings. Okay. This is way above industry standards. I understand that. But if you're in a niche of photography that would constitute repeat bookings, which most do, save for maybe like vacation photographers or wedding photographers, you're really you need to tighten up your client experience. And part of the client experience that you might just need to work on is going to be that nurture phase. They've booked, had the session, it's been delivered, they're happy. What's happening now between the moment that you get their confirmation of receipt of their gallery and the next time they book you? Are you staying top of mind? Are they part of your marketing ethos? Do they get your emails? Are you nurturing them on social media, congratulating them when they've had a promotion, saying happy birthday to them, uh, con- congratulating them on any other life events? So making sure that you're staying engaged that way, especially when it comes to marketing, using social media specifically for the nurturing phase of your client relationship, is really going to help you stay top of mind and ensure that you're not wasting too much energy trying to get new people when you already have this client load of people who will probably want to book you again, assuming that they had a good experience with you. So, moving in to your Black Friday sales season, I really encourage you to go through, do a quick audit, make sure that everything is tip top shape, and ready to receive all of those new bookings for 2026. You're going to test every link on your website, your inquiry form. You're going to make sure that everything is working in the planned sales that you're going to have. You're going to Google yourself. Who's showing up first? Where are you in the SEO terms? Okay. How is your Google business profile looking? Check in with your follow-up process. Make sure that you are not assuming people are ghosting you, that you are giving them more opportunities to book if they are leaving you on red. Update your testimonials, because that trust factor is really huge in your client journey in that sales funnel. Make sure you're giving people all of the opportunities to understand why they should trust you, why other people trust you, because that trust is what's going to get you the booking. And then take a look at your analytics. How much of your money is coming from past clients? How much of it is coming from new clients? Do you need to be working so hard to get new clients, or do you just need to be working harder to retain the clients that you have? All right, guys, I know this has been a tough year for a lot of people. I've heard it from friends all throughout our industry. I don't think it had to be, though. I think that what many of us forget is that there's a thing called churn and there's a thing called attrition. Okay. Especially if you're a family, newborn photographer, senior photographer, whatever, you're going to have families basically age out of you, right? They no longer have children. Their children are no longer of the age where they feel like they need to be updating their family photo every year, AKA attrition. Or you're going to have churn. In every community, you have people that move away and you have people that move in. So don't assume that just because you are in year 7, year 8, year 9, year 20 of business that you don't or should not be continuing to do the offline marketing that you did early on that got you all of those initial clients. You need to continue to be putting yourself out there, getting in front of people. The end game here is visibility, okay? Make sure that when you are talking to strangers and you start talking about what you do for a living, that you make it really clear, I am a photographer. I own my own business. Don't be sheepish about this. Take every opportunity that you can to tell people about who you are and what you do. It's really going to get you a really long way, and it's going to free up at least one kink that I know so many of you have, which is local visibility. Be proactive now before Black Friday comes, which is very, very soon. Fix that kink, plug your leak, and let all of the bookings that you so richly deserve come through. Good luck with all of your sales, and I will be back next week to talk more on how to make this the best Black Friday ever. Bye.
So until next time, keep shooting, keep creating, and keep building the business that supports your dreams. Have a fantastic week. And remember, in the business of photography, your creativity is your biggest asset.